Hi and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Podcast. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another podcast video, and this one is a really important video. So there's some really interesting and scary things happening right in plain sight, and a lot of people aren't even talking about it, and I want to sort of raise the alarms really, because this is concerning. So definitely watch until the end. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. And don't forget to jump in our Discord. Link is in the description of this video. It's absolutely free to join. There's over 7,000 people supporting one another navigate this space safely. Lots of private sales, seed rounds, and airdrops of free crypto and NFTs, and so much more. So definitely worth checking it out. Best of all, it's absolutely free to join. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so look, Ledger, and this isn't really what I want to talk about in too much detail, but it does lead us and segue us into the real concerning stuff for cryptocurrency, crypto investors like yourselves and myself. So look, we need to dig into this because Ledger seems to be taking a lot of the limelight now. People in our Discord, our Patreon members, and so on would know far more about my views and opinions on what's going on with Ledger. I do believe, to enlighten people watching the video, that it's a big nothing burger. It's been I guess exaggerated and dramatized for potentially more clicks on crypto. I mean, if you look at all the big YouTubers, they're all doing Ledger-based content and talking about, how terrible it is, talking about backdoors and this sort of stuff. But actually, initially when it was released, if you had watched and listened to what the CTO was saying in the video, you would know, unless you opted in, nothing changes at all. So, you've been using Ledger for all this time with no problems whatsoever. And, this update wouldn't change anything for you. So, it interests me that it's been getting as much attention as it has. And I stumbled across something that isn't getting the attention like Ledger is, that is actually really scary in my opinion. And I'm really interested to get everybody's thoughts and opinions on what I'm going to cover in today's video, because it is an important one, and it is a scary thought, right? And we'll get into that in a second. So let's try to keep this video as interactive as possible. Mash up that like button if you enjoy the content and my thoughts and opinions on this stuff, and comment, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Let's keep it as interactive as possible. But look, this is an article, and I thought I would sort of clarify a little bit more. Ledger co-founder clarifies there are no backdoors, can't talk today, in recovery firmware update. And Ledger Recovery is an over-the-air firmware update, allows users to back up their seed phrases by third-party entities if they opt in to the new service, and it's only if they opt in. So look, no backdoor is what's being messaged here. Now, what I would say is Ledger have done a terrible job when it comes to the PR aspect of things. Like, regardless of your thoughts and opinions on the update, they've really dug themselves a hole and not really dealt with it in the best way, in my opinion. I would have done things very, very differently, and I'm sure many of you watching at home would do the whole thing. If you had the choice to do it, you'd probably do it on a new device and all that sort of stuff. There's better ways of doing it, but ultimately they've done what they've done, and now they've got to live with the details. But the really scary stuff is being highlighted by the ex-Coinbase CTO. So Apple and Google are systemic risks to crypto, is what he's saying. And he's basically saying authorities in the US and elsewhere may try to compel tech firms like Apple and Google to exfiltrate private keys from devices and apps under their control. And basically what he's suggesting here, and it is a scary thing, is like, if you fall out with the government or you don't pay your taxes, they can just go into your wallet and take it. And that is a really scary thing. And I think it brings a new sort of, I guess, negative aspect to third-party control and not your keys and not your crypto, for example, that a lot of people talk about. Now, the ledger thing is a big nothing burger to me. Like, nothing changes unless you opt in. This, on the other hand, is far different. And we have even seen people on, I think, Reddit or Twitter asking Ledger questions like, if could the government somehow, under the opt-in scheme, potentially request access to wallets, and would you have to give them? And they were like, basically, yeah, if they were forced to by the government, then like a warrant or something along those lines. I don't know the correct terminology for it, but yeah, they would have to hand over those details to the government. So there's already reasons why you might not want to like opt in to the Ledger thing, and I certainly won't be, because I'm in a position where I can look after my private keys quite safely. So what I would say is this is another iteration of this. What I would suggest is when there's terms and conditions updated for some of these companies, that you read through them with a fine-tooth comb, because some of this stuff I would not be comfortable with. And there's more, because not only is the CTO, the ex-CTO, I should say, of Coinbase saying this, he's actually bang on with what he's saying here, right? His tweet here: Apple and Google are systemic risk to crypto. If weaponized by the federal government, they could backdoor iPhone and Android to exfiltrate private keys. And look, this for me is a really interesting article. I will share it in the Discord. But it's actually happening, right? In my opinion. And we can see this here. Metamask terms of use update confuses community. Can it withhold tax? Metamask released a term of service update that has caused confusion and concern among users. Basically, what they're saying is they express doubts and questions users' tax responsibilities when using the wallet. Metamask users are debating whether the wallet provider can actually withhold taxes, considering its decentralized nature. And it's really interesting, because we're seeing the CTO of Coinbase highlighting the likes of Apple and what was the Apple and Android, that was it, for potentially having backdoor access. And it looks like there's potential that MetaMask could also be working with governments around the world, allegedly. We need to find out more details. This is straight off hot off the press, but very concerning, that they could basically just take the money from your wallet to pay your taxes. Is something that is being questioned. I'm not saying that is legitimately what they're going to do, but again, it's just another cloud over what should be self-custody hot wallet. So where you own the keys and you own the crypto. So lots of really interesting but really concerning stuff. Now, that's kind of like the really concerning stuff for me. But we've also had more concerning, happenings in the crypto space. Attackers take over Tornado Cash DAO with vote fraud. Token slumps 40%. A malicious proposal allowed unidentified attacker to take over Tornado Cash, opening up the floodgates for potential treasury drain. So again, just look, for me, there's no need, no requirement for these hacks to be happening. You can have safeguards. You can work with companies like Limitless. I can't talk today, apologies. And various other ones. And I'm sick to death of seeing these things. I have no sympathy for the projects, and the projects should be held accountable, in my opinion. We've got NFTs belonging to bankrupt crypto firm fintech, nearly $2.5 million at auction. And this is Sotheby's announced Friday 7 non-fungible tokens from the bankrupt cryptocurrency hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital, sold for about $2.5 million. So look, those are kind of the biggest headlines in the space at the moment for me. I really do think that, you know, we should be quite concerned about the possibilities of, you know, how we hold our crypto with the likes of bad actors. And I am going to class certain governments as bad actors, right? You know, you see all the insider trading that some of these politicians are doing quite blatantly and getting away with it. You know, they're corrupt. My experience, you know, going to government with, you know, great initiatives, you know, for public good, and being told that, you know, actually you can make a lot of money if you take this to this other jurisdiction in the world, which wasn't the reason why I brought it there. So, you know, there's corruption on many levels, and for me, the government's having access to your self-custody crypto would just not be a positive thing at all. Kind of defeats the object of having, you know, self-custody, right? If somebody, you know, can access it, it's not truly self-custody. So, you know, just be aware of all these things. They are really concerning. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you enjoy this sort of content and you wish to support the channel, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.